Hi, this is Sec Greens by Honor, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do a prediction, if you let me know in the comments below today. Just a reminder that we do lives here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central and Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central. So make sure you mark down down on your calendar. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go down to secretreadingsbyandre.com where you can find all that information and find all the other places that I do lives and have videos on. So just a reminder for that. Let's get started. Seems there's been a little bit of a bloodbath out there. Not only just cryptocurrencies, but the regular stock market as well. So good times. I'm hoping everybody here watching is a shark in that bloodbath and not the chum. Okay, so let's have a quick look at uh, after the bloodbath. Okay. Now, like I've said in the last little while, that it's time to get greedy. And now is the time to get greedy. Okay. So if you need to get that Bitcoin, now would be a really good time. Up to some analysts are saying in about the next 6 months. Okay. Or probably less than that. We're going to see prices for Bitcoin pretty low, and then right after that it's going to go up to it's going to skyrocket to pretty good highs. So get ready, and this is probably including most of the other cryptocurrencies that are out there, anything that's attached to the Bitcoin price. So let's have a look at the aftermath of the bloodbath. That kind of rhymed. So and we got a hello cat. So let's have a look at the aftermath of in about another couple weeks. We should see it stop bleeding out, and let's see what happens afterwards. Okay. So it does seem that the health of that situation is going to be very emotional for a lot of people that don't know how to be greedy at this time. And also the not everybody's going to be looking at the positive aspect of everything that's going to be happening very, very soon or is happening right now. The Federal Reserve is doing its thing. It's admitted that everything it's doing at the moment by raising interest rates is not working. And so they're headed into bigger and bigger problems coming up. Um, so today, I think the head of the Federal Reserve was on the news, and he was talking about many of the things that they're thinking of doing to correct many of the mistakes that they have done already. Um, what else we got here? It seems that, yeah, of course, there's the diamond in the rough. Okay. And that's the star. It's basically smack middle of all these interesting cards that are there. So means that that is that bright spot, and it means that it's going to the health of it is going to be very ragged for the next little. Well, the people that are involved with this situation in the first place are going to be very, very ragged, which is part for the course. The money, okay. We got the tower, but it's upside down. So this is okay. The tower, which everybody loves this card, but it was upside down. So it's the opposite of what was what we normally associate with the tower card. So we're going to see everything start to spring back up very, very rapidly. And many of the analysts out there are saying the same thing about the cryptocurrency market. Remember last show I was telling that the old market is like a long train. It takes a long time for it to go down and to go back up. Where cryptocurrencies, it's like a little race car that bounces around like crazy, and that is something that we're going to be seeing in the next little while for cryptocurrencies overall. I think only a couple are actually green right now, and one of them is actually Litecoin, which is very interesting. Um, and I think Doge was a little green as well in the last little while. But that's going to be bouncing around like crazy for the next couple of days or weeks as we move along. Also, the money is going to be uh, basically going. It's going to be a little while, okay, on a straight plane doing this, and then after a couple of weeks or a couple of months from now, it's going to go right into the stratosphere. So if you're not greedy yet, get greedy. Okay? Of course, not financial advice. Of course, you do what you need to do. Okay? So the people that are involved in this, it's the right mixture of things going on for the cryptocurrency market, actually. All the things that are going to be happening worldwide. Okay? The financial system collapsing. It's not a good thing. A lot of people are going to get hurt because of that uh, system collapsing. But there's going to be something new that comes into play, and people are going to be starting to figure out that you can use cryptocurrencies as money. Huh? That's an interesting idea to do. And we're going to see a lot of people start pouring themselves into cryptocurrencies in the next year or so, because the fiat currency is not going to have any value. And getting to that thing that we were discussing last show is that people are going to be needing to use actual physical currency like cash on hand, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, just to get things rolling again. And that's one of the main things uh, that we're going to have to look into as a populace around the planet, is to get everything moving again. Okay, so the bloodbath is started. Time to get greedy. Okay, be a shark, don't be the chum. Okay, so let's look at the next thing. Litecoin. Wow, Litecoin was actually doing rather well today, considering everything that's going on. Let's have a look what is actually going on with Litecoin. Why it didn't suffer as bad as some of the other cryptocurrencies out there. Does it have something special? Hmm. Oh, I already see the white hats involved in the Litecoin and many of the other things. So why did Litecoins kind of, well, it took a hit, but not as bad as some of the other cryptocurrencies going forward. It seems that the health of it is, they're kind of off to the side. Nobody was kind of paying attention to it. And I guess the people that hold Litecoin are kind of like old codgers like myself, um, that understand what's basically happening and not freaking out and running around with their hair on fire, selling all their assets at the at very cheap prices. That I think that is a portion of it, because not many new people are into Litecoin. Um, I think the other thing was it was kind of shielded from the rest of the cryptocurrencies going forward and right now. Uh, so the health of it seems to be very good, and many of the things I just mentioned are actually in the cards. The financial part, there's actually some white hat involvement with the Litecoin protocol uh, on that money line, and emotionally, people are very strong in that price. So going forward, Litecoin could be one of the biggest gainers for the next little while. because people who generally have Litecoin are kind of older and know the game. And there's going to be a lot of celebrations with Litecoin. The people are going to be having some celebrations going on, and we're going to see a bit of a rise in the Litecoin in the next little while, maybe even before the rest of the market. Okay, so keep your eye on that Litecoin. It may be doing some interesting things. Maybe delisted off of some sites. Okay, so because of the Mimblewimble protocol that they just put on for privacy. And that could have been one of the factors as well. It may not be on all the um, exchanges, so people couldn't sell it quickly enough. That could be part of it as well. So let's look at the next thing. Singularitynet AGIX. Somebody was asking about that. And we got some good questions coming up in the chat. I think I got one more question from the comment section. Then we'll get into that chat. So Singularity. So it seems that the health of this one is yeah, it's okay. There's a lot of things going on with it behind the scenes, which I think is propping it up in some way. There is some indication that some of the partnerships that they were working on may be falling apart because of some of the things going on behind the scenes. There is a little bit of white hat activity behind the scenes as well. And it's also propping up many of the things, going to be propping up the price very soon going forward. I'm not sure why the white hats are involved in this one, but I do think they are there for whatever reason. The people that are involved in this one, I think, some are really bailing out at this moment in time. They'll probably come back. But there's going to be some new money coming into that system, propping it up for whatever reason. Okay, so if you're into this one, I believe it is one of the better projects that are out there at the moment. And I do see some pretty good returns on this one after all the bloodbath is done. Okay. Thank you for that question. And somebody was asking about Zilliqa. Will it get to $7 in the next 5 years? I think was the question. Okay, so Zilliqa $7 in the next 5 years. I think this is a good possibility. They are going through a really rough time right now. People are going, oh, they're gonna die, blah 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 blah. Even though I got paid in Zilliqa a couple of days ago for a reading, like for a gentleman, uh, still money. I think the health of it is going to be very. It's going to do one of these. People are thinking it was going to be finished for whatever reason because of some news that was out there. And I think they're going to be working on that protocol and everything is going to be just fine it going forward. I think a lot of the money is going to be coming from that result. I think people are holding off on getting too excited until they hear news of them fixing some of the programming behind the scene. The people that are involved in it, There was some issues that which they overcame very quickly. We got that 3 of Swords, so that's your goal, and something coming between that, which is reversed. Uh, Now they're looking for bigger, uh, broader distribution of their Zilliqa coin. You have to remember, Zilliqa naturally is used in a small village, I believe, at the moment, and they're testing it out in the smaller village. And I think the next step would be like a whole city, and then moving it up from there. And they're making sure that everything is just about right before going to major areas, okay, with their protocol. So yes, it will get into $7. I don't think that will be going on for at least another year or two. Okay, thank you for that question. Now to the chat, I believe. When will the white hats stop all the crypto price manipulation? That is kind of hard because there's no one person doing it. It's you have to remember, to affect the price of crypto, you actually have to own it. You can't just will it into existence. You actually have to own that cryptocurrency to bring it up and to bring it down. A lot of the manipulation is from fear tactics, like we just saw. Everybody freaks out. They run around with their hair on fire and they sell. Okay, which gives the rest of us a great opportunity to buy at a low price. That is the trading game. You always win when somebody else loses. That is the how trading is done. If you wanted to know the real basic of it. So every time somebody loses their nerve, runs around with their hair on fire, and sells at a cheaper price than that they bought it for, and you pick it up for that good price, you win, they lose, unfortunately, in that game. Okay. Um, let's just throw down some cards. If it will balance itself out. Okay. A lot of this manipulation is from the big whales. Okay. That's the only basic way you can manipulate cryptocurrencies, is by owning it. And a lot of this is due in part because of the elites wanting to get their money in quick. As you're selling all your crypto, well, not you guys are smart. The rest of the people not watching are selling their cryptos at a cheap price. The elites are picking that up like crazy. Okay. So and that kind of part and parcel with the Ukraine. Okay. That's as much as I can say there. Anyway, they can't really put a stop to. We got the white hat card and it's upside down. There's nothing they can actually do. It's no one organization doing it. So if it was like one organization that was manipulating everything, then they could probably stop it. But it's anyone with a large amount of Bitcoin can manipulate the market, and finding all of them would be next to impossible. Um, so I don't think they're going to be doing that. It's going to be leveling itself out. Okay. Once the elites get what they want and the big whales get what they want as well. So, okay. Thank you for that question. Next.
Oh, sorry. What the heck?
It's okay. Do you see any major power outages this summer in America on the East Coast or the West Coast? Okay. Now, a lot of the electricity comes from Canada, so for the United States. I think it comes from BC or something like that. Some comes from Manitoba. Okay. Will there be power outages? East or west? There's going to be little brownouts and stuff like that, but I don't think they're like all this whole thing with the government's going to turn off the power and all that sort of thing. That's not going to be happening at this time. It was a solution that they were thinking of, but I don't think it would be a really good idea for them to do that in California, where they're starting to get really run down. I could see that happening just from not upkeeping things to a higher standard. But as a tactic, I don't think they're going to be doing that this time around. Okay, because they don't want more riots, and they don't want people with ropes coming to the White House. Okay, because I think it's starting to get to that point where people aren't too happy with the leadership at the moment. So I don't think they want to rock that boat too much in the next little while. Okay, interesting question. Thank you for that. A solar flash coming. I'm not sure what that is.
It's when the sun has like
Solar
hot spots.
A solar flare? Maybe rephrase your question and we can come back to that. Thank you, though. 3-card reading on my finances.
Solar flare.
Solar flare? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh yeah, 3-card reading for Days Chains to Buttercups. There's some partnership that you were hoping that would work for you, and I think it's more of a work thing, business thing. But it seems to be going south for the next little while because you're seeing the other person as what they aren't. Okay, so you're not seeing them for exactly who they are, and it's disrupting your vision of them. So when you change that vision of them, I think that relationship will start to go back up. Yeah, I think it's to do with either work or business life. And I think everything's turned a corner. So that is going to be happening very, very soon. So make sure you keep an eye out, making sure all those people that you deal with on a daily basis are, you pay attention to them in a better way. Because I think there's someone you're not quite paying attention to, and it may sour that relationship in the next little while. Okay, thank you for that question. Sure. Solar flare. Okay. Now, the sun does have solar flares all the time, but many of them they don't reach our Earth. So you're picking up on a solar flare that gets past our protective shield around our planet. and causing an EMP pulse. And that's probably along those lines what you're thinking of. I don't see anything like that in the next year or two. You have to be careful with propaganda, that sort of thing. There's a lot of that sort of thing going on, and it's part of the fear thing, keeping everybody in fear and scared of everything. So just be careful of these things. That was supposed to happen years ago, where it will knock out our whole electrical system. It's not really in the cards for any time soon. Okay, so nothing to worry about there. Okay, thank you. More UK businesses have already added crypto this as payment option. I have seen. Yes, that is true. Not so much here in Canada, unfortunately. A lot of online businesses are having that option as well. I don't think anybody's going to be using it quite yet. Okay. Because I think everybody's waiting for a certain price point, especially in Bitcoin, probably a little over $1 million. And then people will start using their cryptocurrencies for shopping. Okay. Thank you for the question. Hi, Andre. Will BTC fall down below 14K? They are quoting 12,000. Okay, some analysts were saying. But once it reaches that price, it'll probably be really hard to get your hands on any, because all the sharks are going to go, and then you go try to pick some up, and there won't be any. That's what I'm. Get it now. It's a pretty good price now. If you're lucky and you get it at 12,000 or 14K, excellent. But if you don't mind fighting off sharks, but let's just have a look, see if it actually gets to that point. And it is yes. But it's going to be very, very brief. It's maybe a week or two. And I still think it's going to be in the fall time, at the harvest time. This is the first hit. Okay. And then poof, off into the stratosphere after that. So it's like catching a falling knife. Unless you're good at setting up buying orders and all that, you might miss it. Okay. So thank you for that question. Solana versus Avalanche. Okay. I believe Avalanche is going to do much better than Solana overall. Solana is walking a tightrope because of their 51% attacks and all the other thing going on with their blockchain. I'm amazed that they're still alive and well after all the things. Normally, if Solana or if a cryptocurrency had a 51 attack, that'd be it for it, right? In the old days. When cryptos made sense. But I believe Avalanche will do much better than Solana in the next couple of years. Okay, thank you for that. Hello, Marlon. Will Gala do well, and will it be a survivor after the Cull collapse? I think that'll be the last thing people are going to be thinking about is gaming in the next little while. But yeah, let's have a look at that. It will survive. It'll do well, but it won't be for some time that it really takes off, just because of everything going on. You have to remember there's this whole world collapsing in on itself at the moment. So maybe gaming might be a good thing to get into to stop thinking about everything else that's going on. And there, because we do have the celebration card with that. So it will be a survivor and it will be around after the collapse. Okay. It will be fine. Thank you for that question. Hi, Andre. Long-term forecast for Google stock price. Now, being the top dog in what it does, I think it's going to be around for quite some time. There's been up and comers, but nothing has ever come close to the Google as a company. It will survive everything that's going on, and it will thrive. But the stock, will probably do fine. Unless there's some competitor out there. Yeah, we got the Ace of Wands saying, yeah, it'll be fine. They're holding off on some things going forward. They're biding their time. So they got enough assets and everything going on behind the scenes. We got the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So they're just holding their money. They're holding their own. I think the stock is going to be holding its own. It probably be dipping with the rest of the market. But overall, I believe that stock is going to do just fine. Okay? Thank you for that. Is the collapse coming up soon for most cryptos with this bloodbath happening now? Bloodbath is happening now. Everything is collapsing. Many of the cryptocurrencies will probably fall. They're not going to be anywhere. Like Warren Buffett always says, when the tide comes out, you're going to see who has swim shorts and who doesn't. Okay. So many of the cryptocurrencies that were fine with a powerful economy or good money will not last when everything falls apart because they're not prepared for the consequence or the situation. So many of the cryptocurrencies are going to be disappearing into the mist. The strong ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, it'll come down, right? For your 32 tokens. Litecoin, probably Chainlink and XRP will probably be some of the survivors. There's other coins that will survive, but not as well after everything does its thing. And Dogecoin will be around, and Shiba Inu. So, yeah, coins will survive. A lot will be bye-bye. Okay, thank you for that question. Is Michael Jackson still alive? And will he make an appearance in 22? Okay. Now, I don't think he's still alive, but there's going to be impersonators of him making an appearance here and there. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be making an appearance anytime soon. If he does come back, he may come back as a spirit, but nothing in the flesh. Okay, thank you for that. Somebody said, wait for Andre's cell to go off. What did you guys do?
He gave you a tip.
Oh, thank you.
That's PayPal saying hi.
Hello, PayPal. Hi, Andre. Is Hydro Whales Mining Club a good project? Bitcoin mining. Will it be here in the next 5 to 10 years? Okay, so Hydro Whales Mining Club, a good project. I think they're a little bit of smoke and mirrors, not everything that they claim to be. And they're going to be kind of doing things in the background that may be not beneficial to the customers that they're catering to. And they're going to be holding on to much of the cryptocurrencies for themselves. So there may be some tomfoolery in the background with that one. So this was one that you may want to do even more research on. Okay. So thank you for that question. Okay, XYO, $4 in the next 3 years. High five. Okay. $4. It's iffy. I think it's about $2 to $3 in that time period. I think some things are going to be happening with them in the next little while. That's going to be tearing them a little down from where they were. And nothing wrong with that cryptocurrency, but I think people are going to be focusing on other things in the next 3 years. Okay, thank you for that question. How about Cosmos? Okay, so Cosmos. In the next, we'll do a year reading for this one. I believe the health of it is going to be a little wonky for the next while for reasons. As is going to be most of the cryptocurrencies, it's going to be like a roller coaster ride like you've never seen before. Overall, I think they're going to be just fine. They're going to be a little battered and bruised, but I think they're going to be pulling through to the other end. Financially, I don't think the coin is going to be as well off as many of the other cryptocurrencies that are out there. And they're going to be struggling a tiny bit for the next little while. And I think the people are going to, we got the death card, but it's upside down. So whatever the situation was with the people, I think they've adverted that, and I think they're putting people in place that will serve Cosmos much, much better than what they had in the past. Okay, so nothing wrong with the Cosmos. They're just going to be going through a rough time, like many of the other cryptocurrencies that are out there for the next year or so. Okay, thank you for that question. Shibnobi.
Shibnobi?
Shibnobi.
Shibnobi.
Shibnobi. Shibnobi. Reminds me of that old video game, Shibnobi.
Shibnobi. Exactly.
Throwing stars. Remember that game? If you're old enough, you might remember that game. What game system did that come on? Was an Atari. Dark says, I do.
Nintendo?
Is that Nintendo?
Oh, well,
Nintendo, NES. That was on everything, probably. Sega, Genesis. Okay. If you've been around a while, you know Shinobi. Of course, they've made remakes of it. So Shinobi. Seems they're going to be doing actually not that bad in the next year or so. Not spectacular like many of the other cryptocurrencies. Overall, I think their price is going to be pretty stable, and they're going to be holding on for dear life in the next little while, as everything else is going on around the planet, like everything collapsing and having good buying opportunities for everybody watching today. And Shinobi is also in that category, as there's going to be some good buying opportunities for this cryptocurrency going forward. Okay, so overall, it's going to be fine for the next year or so. Okay, thank you for that question. Hi, Andre. Can I please get a 3-card reading on my finances, coins I have, please, plus my career? We got little victories, and we got the 3 of swords. So, because you kind of got 2 questions here in the same. Finances, I think, are going to be fine. I think you're going to be no lack of work for you, if that was an issue for you. For your finances, the coins, I think, are going to be a little topsy-turvy for the next little while, like everybody else's coins. Because you got that 3 of swords, meaning your gold, and something coming between that. I think there's going to be a bit of a moment in time where your finances, if you're working or job or whatever, are going to be just fine, but your cryptocurrency holdings are going to be. I'm going to have to throw some more cards down here for more clarity. I think the cryptocurrencies that you have are going to be fine. Okay. But they're going to be having a real tough time for the next little while. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Will Celsius survive? Barely. If they do. They fell 70% or something like that. So, will Celsius survive? No, I don't think they're going to be surviving in the next little while. they may have to join up with another organization, like another cryptocurrency, to stay ahead. But they were doing some interesting things behind the scenes, which wasn't good for the customers. Um, and I think that's going to be really hurting them for the foreseeable future. Um, they might still be around, but nothing like they were. Okay. Thank you for that question.
I don't know if it was the last question.
Do you like NFTs by any chance? Yeah, I like them. I don't think they're going to be as profitable as they were in the last little while. I think that the when they first came out, it was mainly for files, like Filecoin or anything like that for office use. So your PDFs and all that would be an NFT. The art type thing, I think, it's almost run its course. When I do videos and I look at keyword research for my titles, NFTs have come down in popularity, and that's a good indicator if you do anything like YouTube and all that to notice trends. I think NFTs will come back much later, but I think they've had their time in the spotlight and they're going to be kind of in the background as people are going to be focusing on other things for the next little while. But I like NFTs. Okay, no problem with them. And thank you for joining us from our Twitch channel. Dilly had a good question. BTC dropped to 21,000 US on this dip. What will the price dip to the fall when you said it would dip even more? Probably that 12,000 mark. Because there's going to be some more pain. Okay. It didn't quite get to that 20,000. I said it was going to be close. I wasn't expecting it this early. I thought it was going to be at the end of summer. So if my what I'm picking up is correct, this one, and then it's going to go and bleed off, and then at the end of the summertime, I think it's going to be dropping off to 12,000, 14, and then poof. Okay, so that's basically the feeling and the impressions that I'm getting. Okay, thank you for that question. NFY and Shipchain rise again. Okay. Shipchain. I think I did a video on that like a year or two ago. NFY. Let's do that one first. I think they're going to be getting in their own way, and I don't think this one's going to be surviving because we got that three of swords. With that question, there is the Knight of Swords right next to it. So even now they're wanting to blast out into the cosmos. I don't think they're going to be blasting off anytime soon. Okay, sorry about that. Now for the Shipchain. Okay. Yes, it will rise up. We got the death card, but it's upside down. So whatever they were going through, they're going to be fixing that in no time flat and recovering everything that they had lost in the next bull run, which will be not for a while yet. Yeah, so Shipchain, yes. NFY, no. Okay, thank you for that question. Super Whittle Guy. How low do you see XRP going before it rebounds? 10 cents. 10 or 15 cents. And then I don't know what it is now. I'm thinking Canadian, so whatever that is in American. Give me a second. So it's 40 cents now. I see it at 10. It is climbing right now, so probably at the end of the summer, down to 10, then up again. And I think around then we're going to see it going back on many of the exchanges that it was taken off. And there was a video going around from the SEC guy admitting that he may have been wrong. So it's looking much, much better for XRP and Ripple in the next little while. Of course, even though he said that, they got to go through all the legal baloney, and that usually takes like forever, or it seems like forever. So expect another year or two just to clean up all their baloney. Okay, thank you for that. You recently got the COVID shot, but I noticed after drinking, I have to use the restroom soon after. Will this side effect go away? Actually, I got a glimmer. Just give me a second here. I'm thinking it's something unrelated to the cookies. It's something else. I think it could be some new diet thing that you're doing that could be causing that. So, not necessarily a diet, maybe something that new that you've introduced into your diet, a new favorite food or something that could be doing that. So yeah, I don't think they're related. I think it's something else going on. Uh, they got a liver thing as well. That's not connected though, is it? Liver, kidneys. So it's something that's affecting the kidney. So maybe have your doctor check it out and take note of the things that you're eating. Okay, I can't do medical things. Okay, for legal reasons, but I would check with your doctor. Check out some of the foods that you may or supplements that you may be taking. I think that could be the cause of your sudden bathroom run. Okay, thank you for that. Hi Andre, should I convent store with my two other business partners or stay away? Like a convenience store? Yeah. So I guess the question, should you partner up with these other two people for a convenience store? Okay. It's just telling me that it may be bad money or good money going into a bad project for whatever reason. It's like you don't kind of trust these other two gentlemen, so entirely. I think holding on to that cash, there's going to be some other opportunity that will be more beneficial to you. Okay, thank you for that question.
Oh my gosh. No. That's funny though. Okay. You got it? Anything there?
LUNC.
I think it's Luna Classic.
Oh, Luna Classic. Okay. LUNC. Luna. There's so many Lunas now. Luna Classic. I guess it's now the Classic. A few days ago or whatever it was, it's the only Luna that I know of. It's hard to keep track of all these things sometimes. Will it reach that dollar? No. We got the 5 of Pentacles, which is down and out and not gaining anything. The problem with everything that happened with it's the Luna name now everybody's scared of, so probably will not get back into it. Even now they dropped coins on everybody that owned Luna into the new one. I think everybody's just gun shy on that one. So it's going to be a long time. If they are going to be surviving, it's going to take a long time for that to happen. It's like Celsius. Everything that just happened with Celsius. Would you trust them? Okay, with your money? So getting to that dollar will probably be a real stretch for them for a long time. Okay, thank you for that question. Did Nikola Tesla discover time travel? It doesn't appear that he did. Okay. He may have had plans on how to do it, but I don't think he's actually done it or did it. At least no working contraption that did it. But it does look like he had drawn out plans and things like that for that sort of time travel device. Okay. Thank you for that question. Star Atlas performance next 3 years. That's the big up and comer. We've done readings on this one previously. I think they're going to be doing just fine for the next couple of years. It's going to be one of the better games that are out there. There's going to be a lot of games that actually don't make it far, because sometimes the things on blockchains don't work all that well. That's kind of normal. Like CryptoKitties back in the day, if you remember those. Made Ethereum have kittens, I guess. So Star Atlas next 3 years. It's going to be slow in the beginning, but they're going to have a lot of victories in that second and third year once they've finished everything that they were working on. I don't think it's going to be as big as Axiom Infinity, but I do think it's going to be one of the top games in the next little while. Okay, thank you for that question. What's that?
3-card reading.
3-card reading. Can I get a reading for the job I am applying for today? Well, they like me. Well, I like you. Okay. For some reason, there's a discrepancy that you're going to be finding, and I don't think it's the unless you're going for an interview in person. I think they're going to be finding something wrong with the resume. They like you, but I don't know if they're going to be hiring you. Okay, so keep trying. They're hung up on ideas, with the idea. Okay, so yeah, keep trying. There is something out there for you. Okay, if this doesn't pan out for you, I think in the next couple of weeks there's going to be something else. Okay, thank you for that. And that's it for today. We went over. Thinking about too much Shibnobi. Anyways, always grateful for everybody that comes out for the show. We have lives here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central, and Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central. So make sure you're marked down on your calendar. Dark was talking to me about Bill C-11, which is the Canadian bill not allowing YouTubers to be if you get into the nuts and bolts of it, it's Canadian YouTubers that would not be as discoverable as the American counterparts. I've known this for quite some time, and they are going to go through with that to some point until they change their mind again. And this is why I'm on many different platforms for that reason. I learned a while back that not having all your eggs in one basket. So I'd be somewhere. Just a reminder, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter streaming. So if one of those goes down, you can always go to the other ones. And I'm also going to be on BitChute very soon. I'm fixing that channel. And I'm also on a couple other channels for my videos. So if something happens, and I believe it will, my channel will still be here, my YouTube channel, but I may not have the reach that I used to have. Okay, that's why I'm on all the other platforms. So make sure you go to secondreadsbyandre.com where I have all those listed, and maybe join up to some or all of them, just to make sure, okay, that you don't miss your Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday live shows. Okay, so with that, if you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to secondreadsbyandre.com. Also, if you like to protect your cryptocurrencies in the best of ways, also at secondreadsbyandre.com, there is a link to our Trevor affiliate program. That's it. So make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you Thursday.